Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 2022 OHSU Donor Memorial Service. My name is Whitney Worth, and I am a student from the School of Dentistry, class of 2026. Today, students from the School of Dentistry, School of Medicine, Physician Assistant Program, and Radiation Therapy Program are gathered to welcome and thank you for the gift that you and your loved one have shared with us through their donation. Throughout this ceremony, we will hear a number of student performances and reflections commemorating and showing appreciation for your donation and gift. My classmates and I had the honor of first meeting your loved ones earlier this year, and with the guidance of our brilliant faculty, have embarked on our journey of education and discovery. Although we were not able to speak with our donors and hear about their lives and cherished memories, their trusting us students with their donation has provided us a foundational knowledge that we will continue to carry in our future careers as health professionals. We are so honored to celebrate their lives with you here today. And though they are not here with us physically, their memory will be carried with us. Thank you again for joining us, and now I am happy to introduce Tamara Osterboss, the Director of the Body Donation Program.
Good afternoon. I would like to welcome you on behalf of the Body Donation Program and OHSU to our service of gratitude. We appreciate that many of you have traveled some distance to hear from our learners about how the gift of your loved one impacted not only their education, but also their lives. The donors we are honoring this afternoon are from across the Pacific Northwest, and they're from all different walks of life. But no matter these differences they may have shared in life, they have all united as selfless individuals who believe in supporting others in their education journey. Your loved ones are serving as extraordinary teachers, and I use that role because your loved one helped teach foundational anatomical knowledge, surgical competency and confidence, and procedural skills to over 2,300 learners this year throughout the state of Oregon. These learners will go on to practice their profession, and they'll use this acquired knowledge on every patient that they treat for the rest of their career. The number of people who will directly benefit from the gift of your loved one far outlasts their initial donation, and as long as that knowledge is shared, your loved one's legacy lives on among strangers indefinitely. I also want to acknowledge that none of this would be possible without your support and trust in our program and learners. In addition to your trust, I also want to emphasize your sacrifice. Having a loved one that decides to become a whole body donor means waiting some time before you can move forward with your final disposition plans. This can be incredibly difficult and a challenging part of grief to navigate. This is a sacrifice that is unique to whole body donation and is something that others may not understand. Our program staff, Chris Shelton, Adam Carpenter-Lane, and myself, as well as our colleagues and learners, want to thank you for your sacrifice and for you entrusting your loved one's care to us. It truly means so much. Thank you. Most of the donors to our program, we never had a chance to meet in life, but I do hear some pretty amazing stories from you about your loved ones and the life that they have led. I feel incredibly honored to be a keeper of these stories, and I want to invite you all to continue to share these stories with us later in the service. I want to thank you again for your incredible generosity, your selflessness, and kindness. I will now lead you to our student organizers who will present the rest of the program.
I'm now happy to introduce Jennifer Havens with her performance of To One in Paradise by Edgar Allan Poe.
To One in Paradise by Edgar Allan Poe. Thou wast that all to me, love, for which my soul did pine. A green isle in the sea, love, a fountain and a shrine, all wreathed in fairy fruits and flowers, and all the flowers were mine. Ah, dream too bright to last, ah, starry hope that didst arise, but to be overcast. A voice from out the future cries, on, but o'er the past, dim gulf, my spirit hovering lies, mute, motionless, aghast. For alas, alas, with me, the light of life is o'er. No more, no more, no more. Such language holds the solemn sea to the sands upon the shore. Shall bloom the thunder-blasted tree or the stricken eagle soar. And all my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy gray eye glances, and where thy footstep gleams, in what ethereal dances, by what eternal streams.
Thank you, Jennifer. I now welcome Aaron Bell for his performance of Love's Return by David Lanz. Just beautiful, Erin. Thank you. Now we will have student reflections from Minral Thaplial and Milo Nguyen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Milo Nguyen, president of the MD class of 2025.
And I'm Renal Thaplial, Vice President of the MD Class of 2025. It is an honor and privilege to stand in front of you all today and express our deepest gratitude for your family members' gift to us all. We both have a small reflection on our experiences with your loved ones over the past year and how incredible this gift truly has been. I, along with many students in this room, had never taken formal anatomy with donors. Initially anxious and worried about this novel experience, I soon realized how truly special it was, as your loved ones had given us an immeasurable gift. Each donor carried with them a lifetime of experiences, some joyous, others sad, but all culminating in the individuals you all knew. My peers and I never forgot this and strive to care for and respect your loved ones to the best of our abilities.
We acknowledge that a body is more than the skin and eyes that we see on the surface. The body allows us to express what is on our minds, in our hearts, and in our souls. Throughout our life, our body carries our stress, struggles, hopes, dreams, and memories. Over this past year, we've had the opportunity of learning from the hands that you've held, the hearts that have loved you, and the minds that have instilled knowledge and wisdom in you. The life lived by each donor was special, and we are appreciative of the gift, as well as this service, to remember them and thank all of you. They and all of you will never be forgotten as we continue our education and training as physicians. Thank you.
I am now happy to introduce Jack Rising and Dan Gaynor for their rendition of A Day in the Life, Blackbird, and In My Life by the Beatles.
I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph, I saw a film today, oh boy. The English army had just won the war. A crowd of people turned away, and I just had to look, having read the book. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbirds singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. all your life. You're only waiting for this moment to be free. Ooh. 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 There are places I'll remember all my life. Though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places have their moments. With lovers and friends, I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life, I love them all. In my life, I love them all.
We will now hear some student reflections, and I am happy to introduce first Vivian Lee. Hello everyone, my name is Vivian Lee and I am honored to be speaking on behalf of the School of Dentistry class of 2026. Without knowing who we are, your loved ones gave us the most incredible gift, the knowledge of humankind. To be honest, it was very nerve-wracking for most of us in the beginning of this experience. It was overwhelming to think about the extent we'd have to learn of the human body for our niche of a profession, but it's impossible to separate apart from the whole. It is important that we learn how everything is connected, because it is no longer about memorizing structures. It is about learning how to provide for our future patients. Your loved ones taught us in ways we'll never get to experience again. In a way, they were our first patients. And although our conversations lacked dialogue, their bodies told us stories that make it hard for even words to retell. We went in expecting to learn the tangible things, but it was hard not to wonder about the intangible things, the things that make our donors human. When we held their hands in our hands, we wondered what their craft or livelihood might have been. When we held their brains in our hands, we wondered what kind of thoughts kept them up at night. And when we held their hearts in our hands, we wondered what would make it flutter or skip a beat. While we are so thankful for how much we have learned, there is a feeling of regret in taking so much from someone you don't know. But from seeing your faces today, our hearts know the kind of people your loved ones are. Because it's easy to know the kind of person someone is by those they love and those who love them. Because even in death, they taught us the most valuable lesson, to trust and believe in each other. Without knowing who we are, your loved ones gave us their everything. But what really inspired me to speak today was to acknowledge the sacrifice it takes to be the family of our donors. When I mourned the death of my loved ones, I struggled a lot with survivor's guilt. And one of the things that I remembered from their wake was that they looked so peaceful, as if they were just asleep.
And from that moment, I knew it was okay to let go. So I can't imagine the kind of sacrifice it takes to not be able to say goodbye to your loved one's physical body. And I can't imagine the kind of sacrifice it takes to survive a loved one without closure. And I can't imagine the kind of sacrifice it takes to have to delay your grief. For that, I am sorry, and I wish thank you was enough. Thank you for giving us this chance to grieve together, and I know that one day we will all heal together. I can reassure you that the sacrifice of your loved ones will live forever in our minds, hearts, and as future providers in our hands that will further touch the lives of others. Thank you.
Thank you for your words, Vivian. I now invite Tamara to come and share Paige Andrews' reflection, who is unable to be with us today.
I'm speaking on behalf of Paige, who is a member of the Physician Assistant Program at OHSU, and they would like to honor and extend their gratitude to the donors, as well as the family and friends who are here with us today. As we grow older, I've come to realize that Ferris Bueller was right. Life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. With that in mind, I invite us all to take a moment and reflect on the many firsts that warrant celebration, whether it be a first birthday, or a first day of school, a first relationship, or a first love, maybe a first car, a first job, perhaps a first acceptance letter, or the first day of graduate school, maybe even a first house or a first child. Thanks to our donors this summer, our class was able to experience our first patient. It's a deeply meaningful experience that warrants celebration. This experience was a vital part of our medical education, and we are very fortunate to have that opportunity. It's an experience that transcends time through the knowledge that it provides. First, it provides a strong foundation that will enable us to better serve every sequential patient we encounter in our careers. But this experience also provides many life lessons outside of medicine itself. Lessons such as collaboration, compassion, respect, camaraderie. There's 32 of us in our class, all from different geographic locations, ages, and different experiences. On the first day of FOCA, which is what we call our anatomy class, we had only known each other for 31 days. Safe to say, we were still getting to know each other, maybe even still trying to remember each other's names. School was ramping up, and we were starting to experience the rigors that this program demands. Nevertheless, I witnessed many incredible things amongst my classmates. I witnessed all of us experience many lessons and learn from different perspectives, but we did it together. I saw compassion amongst my classmates as people checked in on each other often, making sure they were okay mentally and academically. I watched as teams collaborated, trying to figure out who knew what and how to divide and conquer, and playing to each other's strengths. I saw how willing students were to help one another, sometimes even stay after class to ensure another confused student was able to understand the information. I witnessed as we all taught each other and learned from each other. Our professors also taught us, not only with their words of wisdom and teachings, but also by their actions. There was a wealth of knowledge while also demonstrating how to conduct themselves and their work with respect and dignity always. They brought passion and compassion to the classroom, each and every session, serving as great role models and mentors. All these lessons are valuable to learn, not just for a career in medicine, but for life in general. And it wouldn't have been possible without the donors, the first patients. They will help us have successful outcomes for our future patients. The knowledge they provided us will even help us save lives. Our donors provided us with an incredible gift, a first lesson not just in science, but also humanity. We will always be thankful of our first patients today when we celebrate them, and the knowledge that they gave us, which we will utilize for the rest of our careers. We deeply thank them.
I now welcome Brandon Salgado for his reflection.
Hello, my name is Brandon Salgado, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Radiation Therapy Program. I wanted to share our gratitude for you and your loved ones. Your loved ones' generosity has set the foundation for the next generation of healthcare workers. As future radiation therapists, we will work hard to provide the highest standard of patient care, and there is no greater gift than supporting future generations through education. The learning experiences provided from the donors could not be more beneficial to our future and to the future of healthcare. We are honored to be a part of a program where each donor is cared for and respected the way they are here at OHSU. Upon meeting our first patients, a moment of silence was conducted to pay our respects and for reflection. I found myself considering how fortunate I was to have such an invaluable opportunity thanks to the selflessness of others. Our profession integrates patient care and technology in the treatment of cancer. As radiation therapists, we meet with cancer patients every day for the course of their treatments, which can be for up to 8 weeks. In ensuring high-quality treatment, we combine imaging with our knowledge of internal anatomy to deliver the precise radiation treatments. The constant application of our knowledge of internal anatomy often reminds us of our first patients and how much their gift remains with us as we provide compassionate, quality care to our patients each day. The experiences and knowledge from our first patients will have broad-reaching impacts for the community and for each of us. We are very appreciative of your generosity and hope to honor you and your loved ones continually through our work. Thank you.
Thank you all for your reflections. I am now welcoming to the stage Amanda Wade, Carol Newton, Allie Rocket, and Jack Rising for their performance of Epiphany by Taylor Swift.
Keep your helmet, keep your life, son, just a flesh wound. Ease your rifle lock, crawling off the beaches now. Sir, I think he's bleeding out, and some things you just can't speak about. With you I serve, with you I fall down, down. Watch you breathing, watch you breathing out, out. Something med school did not cover. Someone's daughter, someone's mother. Hold your hand, the plastic now. Doc, I think she's crashing out. Some things you just can't speak about.
20 minutes for sleep, but you pray for some epiphany.
Just
A
one
mingle
single
glimpse of relief makes no sense of what you see. With you I serve, with you I fall down, down. Watch you breathing out, out. With you I serve, with you I fall down, down. Watch you breathing out, out. Only 20 minutes to sleep, but you dream of some epiphany.
Just one
Single glimpse of relief to make some sense of what you see.
I now welcome our student veterans, Maddie Watts and Sarah Van Hoy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sarah Van Hoy, and I'm here with Maddie Watts to pay special thanks to those donors who served in our nation's military. This year, 25 of our donors are veterans with services spanning from World War II to the war in Iraq. I served 7 years in the Navy, beginning my career in Everett, Washington, and then transferring to the oldest and greatest carrier in the fleet, the USS Nimitz. I completed my enlistment at the U.S. Naval Hospital, Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, and discharged in 2020 as a second-class petty officer. 1 year later, I commissioned as an officer, and I'll have the honor of serving as a Navy physician once I graduate from OHSU. I learned many things while in the military, but above all, I learned the value of caring about something more than my own life, and to be grateful for those men and women around me who are willing to do the same. And that is what I hope to share with you today. My gratitude to the 25 veterans and their families who freely offered themselves in the service of this country. I don't know their personal stories, but I do know that despite the occasional discourse we face in our nation today, we remain more free, more tolerant, and more privileged to live in this incredible country than most of us can appreciably comprehend. And that is due in no small part to the service, honor, and sacrifice of these 25 individuals and their families. Thank you, dear donors, for your service to this country.
Good afternoon. My name is Maddie Watts. I was a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I served from 2011 to 2016 as an aviation electronic technician on F-18 fighter jets. I am honored to speak on behalf of our student veterans, and I'm especially honored to speak about our veteran donors. What is commitment? Commitment is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause. For members of the armed forces, we sign a contract. We dedicate, we commit our lives to serving. Now that contract could be 5 years and then an honorable discharge, or it can be 4 years and then subsequent re-enlistments that totals 20 plus years. The point is, we commit we dedicate our lives to service. Now, does that commitment extend beyond the contract? For our veteran donors, it did. You see, members of the armed forces, when we serve, it takes chunks out of us. Our bodies take a physical hit. Our minds take a mental hit. And sometimes we are fighting for people who won't fight for us. Even after all of that, does the commitment still stand? For our veteran donors, it did. Their commitment extended so far that even in the afterlife, they dedicated themselves so that we could have an educational program that extended beyond reproach so that we can continue on our career paths. That is commitment. In the armed forces, we have a battle cry. For the Marine Corps, it's "Oorah." And we'll say this before we enter a mission. We'll say it as a greeting. We'll say it to motivate people. We use it in a variety of manners. And the way it goes is one person says "Oorah," and then everyone says "Oorah" back to that person. Our veteran donors said their battle cry as a signal for their last act of commitment. So to our veteran donors, I say today, "Hua" to our Army and our Air Force veteran donors, "Huya" to our Navy donors, and "Oorah" to our beloved Corps donors. Thank you, veteran donors, and thank you to all of our donors for your commitment. Thank you. If you are able to stand, please stand for the Oregon's National Guard.
President of the United States military, and a grateful nation. Please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for the veteran donors of this program.
Thank you so much to our veterans. You may all sit down. Next, I invite Kevin Murray for his performance of Amazing Grace. Thank you so much, Kevin. I now invite our faculty, Dr. Ryan Peterade, Associate Professor for Family Medicine.
Hello, everyone. It is a great pleasure to be invited to this event. And first off, just welcome to OHSU. If you've never been here, it's an accomplishment that you made it to the campus and found your way to where you were supposed to be. I'm a faculty in family medicine. I started my career here in 2006. I came from East Tennessee. And I just thought it'd be helpful to maybe share a couple of stories about your loved ones and the amazing contribution they've made to our learners. You've heard some stories today from our students. OHSU is a vast institution where we have doctors learning varied healthcare professions of many degrees, and students learn, but then once people are out in practice, they also need to learn, and that's really where my work comes in. As a medical student, I participated in the same courses these students have, and my career took its roots in some of the experiences I had with donors, specifically with the musculoskeletal system. You can read everything you want about anatomy and review textbooks, but until your hands are on the tissues and you're experiencing things at that level, it just can't be replicated. So my career is in family medicine, also involving a sports medicine training. Then when I got into practice, I learned a skill of ultrasound, and that's something that's a cornerstone of my clinical practice and something that many providers use these days. And when I learned the technology, we didn't have it here at OHSU in the same capacity, so I went to a learning course, and that course had donors that had been used for training. So after that course, I came back to OHSU, and we developed the same kind of program here, and that's the way I interact with your loved ones. And their reaches are far from teaching medical students, residents, fellows, and even faculty here at OHSU, but also beyond that. We try to make as much learning happen as we can with the experiences we get. Recently, the last month, we hosted a CME course, very much like the one I had participated in here in this facility and in the simulation center right across the way. And learners who are actually practicing clinicians out in the United States from 17 states came and participated in the same kind of course, using your loved ones to learn these skills. And there's something about hearing a learner say, now I feel confident to go do that. Now I feel comfortable enough to go take this to my patients. And that's something that is cherished for us that teach in academics. It's one thing just to be a great physician, but it's another thing to teach people, and that allows your experience or your wisdom to maybe go to many other people. Your loved ones have contributed in that same degree. Their contributions and donation allows us to teach the future generation. And without it, it just wouldn't be the same. We would not be able to do the things we're able to do these days. So on behalf of OHSU, I thank you greatly, and we welcome your service here.
I'm now happy to welcome Maria Silva for her performance of Seasons of Love by Jonathan Larson. Thank you, Maria. Now we will watch a video remembrance from the families and friends of our donors. Thank you all so much for sharing your photos with us. It means so much to us to be able to see their faces and see them as part of your lives and our lives. I now am happy to introduce our OHSU chaplain, Deborah McCarty.
Okay. Do we get lights? Because I've been here a long time. I'm getting old now. I don't know if I can see my notes. No? Wow. Then I'll fake it. It's such a hard act to follow with your photos, but thank you so much. It's great to see them in their favorite places with their favorite people doing their favorite things. In the past, we've had nurses and doctors and teachers and professors. We've had servicemen and women, obviously, and now I can add artists, and we had a pilot and some other things. So it's amazing that people come from all walks of life to share this gift. And I cannot see my notes. As a chaplain, I know that in this room there are many people from many different walks of life and from many different faith backgrounds, those that are staunch atheists to those that are devoutly religious, and those that would say they're spiritual or agnostic or everything in between. And regardless of what we believe, when I gather around the bed that one last time with the families to say goodbye, the thing that we all share is storytelling. And we tell those stories that make us laugh and they make us cry. And it's just such a privilege to be there and hear those stories. And I hope that you will share some of those stories later on. We heard, one year we heard, Mom always wanted to go to medical school, and she finally made it. So, okay. Saying goodbye is just always so hard. Hello. I still can't see. Maybe I can. Death cannot take away those precious memories that you all have, and the precious memories that you've given to the students and the learners as well. I want to acknowledge this beautiful gift. This sacrifice has meant that your grief journey has not gone the normal way, and we acknowledge that. And I'm glad that you're here with others that have experienced that same thing, so that you can, people that really understand what you've been through. Celebrating the lives of the donors brings to mind from the book of Praises, Psalm 139. King David said 3,000 years ago, "You created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." And I believe that you have given the students an experience to see the wonder of life. Oh, thank you. Now I can see my notes. As Rumi said, if you only say one prayer a day, let it be thank you. So whether the decision to donate was well known or a surprise to the family, your loved one's legacy has continued to expand knowledge and to help shape future generations. Today, we are here to say thank you to the donors and to you, the family. My hope and my prayer is that the love of the Spirit will hold you close, that you might find peace and solace in the midst of the goodbyes and of the letting go, of the moving forward. I wouldn't want to offend anyone, but giving thanks for this amazing gift and pondering the richness of learning in the midst of your grief and remembering seems like a holy moment to me, something that goes beyond the human spirit. So for those that feel comfortable, please pray with me. Loving and merciful God, we come to you with grateful hearts. Thank you for the lives we honor today, for all that they have taught us, for the legacy they have left with all. May we appreciate the wonder of life, the depth of love, and the covering of grace. Bless these learners and providers as they reach for the future. Let them always remember the care and the compassion that they have shown today. Comfort these families and friends with your love and your peace during this season of parting. And I'd like to end with this prayer attributed to the Cheyenne. Let us know peace, for as long as the moon shall rise, for as long as the river shall flow, for as long as the sun will shine, for as long as the grass shall grow, let us know peace. Amen and namaste.
We now open the floor to you all, the family and loved ones of our donors, to share any words that you'd like to share with us today. And if you'd like to speak, please raise your hand and we'll make sure that you get a microphone. Thank you.
Should I stand? Okay. Well, first of all, I had to say, those veteran students are, you know, I'm currently a naval officer, but stationed with Marines, embedded Marines, and I was sitting here thinking, wow, how soon can I donate? And they was like, no, not soon. Hell no. But she had me so motivated, it was amazing. So maybe the next generation? But anyway, I just wanted to say, you know, our mom, my brother and I here today, she was a character and led probably a relatively charmed life. Amazing artist and writer of children's stories. But I would say that she kind of fell somewhere between eccentric and batshit crazy, which might explain why I'm a psychiatrist. Trying to figure this out, you know. But anyway, she in her golden years wanted to be laid out on a cliff so the eagles could eat her. And we tried to explain that we'd probably land up in jail if we did that. And she came up with a few others, and I eventually convinced her, since she was a real avid reader of, you know, detective type stuff, to donate her body, because honestly, my body donor made the most profound impact on my life and my practice. So, but she was wanting to go to the body farm. So we agreed that if she died in Tennessee, we would donate her to the body farm, but she died right here in Vancouver. So, you know, luckily she's here, and I am honored that she will live on, and I know she will live on in you like mine lives on in me. Thank you, guys.
My name is Angela, and I'm here with my dad on behalf of my mom, Carol Wiley. She was a lifelong advocate for organ donation. She was alive because of receiving a kidney, and we got 21 extra years with her because of that. And she so wanted for her body to be able to be used to help others also, so we were really pleased that the body donation program was able to do that for her and for us. It means a lot to our family. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay. I just want to say that when I first came in, I thought I didn't know what to expect. And I was nervous just like you are, or were. And reading all through your messages, I just want to tell you thank you. I know now that this is a beautiful program, and I am happy that my husband did this and wanted to do it. And now I've learned from it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Rich was my stepdad for, 22 years, I think. And I just wanted to say that You know, this is kind of full circle because what I always saw when Rich walked through the door was just joy. And he brought joy into our house. He brought so much joy. My daughter, who is 5, still talks about Papa, and she tells me when she had a dream about Papa. And when he got his diagnosis, he was just, the joy kind of left, and it was gone, and it was sad, and oftentimes we would see him just staring out the window because he was an avid golfer. Every day was tea time. and he brought so much joy to so many people's lives, and he did not want to die. He did not want to leave this world. And so as I'm sitting here listening to all of you, just honor the fact that he is living on, and he will live on, and his commitment will live on, and it's living on in me. And so I just want to say thank you for honoring and being so respectful. It's just wonderful to know that he's in good hands, literally and figuratively.
We had gone to high school, graduated from Clackamas High School in 1963, I think. No, anyway, we had graduated together, knew each other at that time, and we had a class reunion, and I was on the committee, but it was 1 year after my first husband had passed from hairy cell leukemia, who also was a graduate. So we had all gone to school together. The interesting thing was that I did not want to go to the reunion because I knew it had only been a year, and I knew what it was going to be like. And that I would walk in and speak with a classmate who happened to be the man I married. He was wonderful. 3 years later, 4 years later, I moved to Texas to be with him and have his daughter. I have my 2 daughters from my first marriage. And we're just sad that he went, and it was a decision that he made after we learned he had Parkinson's, probably with Lewy body dementia. We were fortunate, if you can say fortunate for a person's passing, that he actually went rather quickly. So this was it was a very much last wish of his to donate and find out more about what goes on in the brains of folks that suffer from these types of illnesses.
Both of my parents donated their bodies to the local medical schools at the time. And then my brother, just a couple of weeks before he passed, he told us that that's what he wanted to do, to follow in the tradition. And this ceremony just brings a very nice closure to things, and I'd like to thank you.
We have time for one more if there's anyone else that would like to share.
I'm here with my son. We're here for my husband, Steve, his dad, who died of cancer, age 51. And he was a believer in science his whole life. And clinical trials, like try everything. Even though he knew it wasn't likely to help him, he would never miss an opportunity to do something that might help someone else. And I think this was his, I don't want to say final gift, because I think it's not. I think it will continue going for a long time, and it gives me a lot of comfort. So thank you for this program. It's been a huge comfort to both of us.
Thank you all so much for sharing. Words can't describe, really, the gratitude that we have. Another performance is coming up. We have Christopher Yoon with his performance of Rachmaninoff Prelude in D major, Opus 23, number 4. For our final performance, I am happy to welcome the OHSU Memorial Choir, singing O Danny Boy by Frederick Weatherly, arranged by Maurice de Groot, and Ave Verum Corpus by W.A. Mozart. Thank you all again for being with us today, sharing your stories, and being a part of this experience with us. Thank you to our student performers, volunteers, color guard, and Tamara, our program director. Thank you again, everyone, for being here with us today. If you're able, we will have a reception out in the hallway afterwards, and please, we look forward to meeting you there if you can. If anyone is in want of any emotional support, we have Yasmin and Kelsey from the advocacy program out at a table in the Great Hall space to support you if you need. Please also remember to take one of the reflection booklets with pages of student reflections and words of gratitude. Thank you once again for being with us here today.